Hello guys, this is Sherry from Pwird and welcome to the show, and a happy Halloween and a happy Samhain to you all, my angels. So tonight's show, we have got the amazing Tim and Tommy from UFO Man, and tonight's topic we are going to be talking about UFOs, about the abductions and other interesting categories to do with UFOs. So we hope that you enjoy, and I'm going to bring Tim and Tommy up now so we don't leave them in the bottom any longer. So please like and share, guys. Let everybody know we are on, and a big welcome to you all.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, folks. Great to be here. Sherry, thank you very much for having us. Folks, we've got some great videos we're going to run for you tonight. We'll answer any of the questions that you have out there in the chat room. So please go ahead and blurt them out there. We're here for you for this evening. Again, Sherry, thank you very much for having us. It's an honor to be here.
Very welcome. And we're really happy to have you both on here as well. It's always amazing to have you guys.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to let Tim and Tommy do their introduction stuff first, because they are the guests of tonight and this is their show. And then I will do my follow-up of what they wanted me to do. Then I got a little gift for you at the end. So I hope you enjoy tonight. So I'm going to mute and let Tim and Tommy take over, and I will just be doing the videos and everything. So if you just thumbs me up when you want the video, Tim, so I know.
Okay.
I'll do your first one.
All right. The first video that we're going to show this evening is a video on Calvin Parker. Calvin Parker was famous for the Pascagoula River alien abduction event. And we have a news clip to play, right, Tommy?
That's right, Tim. And this is one of those stories that it was a really big thing when it happened. I mean, even the police believed these guys. They were polygraphed, the whole 9 yards, and they passed the polygraph. They could not detect any alcohol in these men when they said that when they talked of their experience that they were under the influence of any kind of drugs or anything like that. It's just one of those things that had happened, and it really shook. I mean, it shook really the country, probably the world. I mean, I remember being a child and, hearing about this and seeing things about it on the news years later.
Right. And two more witnesses came forward after about 40 years of keeping silent, claiming they were on the other side of the river and they actually saw the craft land, and a lady who was there actually saw one of the beings. So it verified the claims of Calvin Parker.
One of those rare occurrences where we've got several different witnesses from several different vantage points that are corroborating the story, folks. And again, the police at the time, and you have to understand this sheriff, I forget his name, that they reported it to, was definitely what we call a good old boy, okay? And he's not the kind of guy that would normally probably believe a story like this, but he believed it. So that's how convincing that they were. This is a really amazing stuff.
At first, they thought that Calvin Parker and his friend Charles Hickson were actually possibly, well, see, Charles Hickson was known to imbibe alcohol. So the sheriff that Tommy's referring to did state in a comment in the news report that he thought maybe Charles Hickson was seeing these aliens at the bottom of a bar. I can't talk, at the bottom of a bottle. So of John Barleycorn. You will see that in the video. So let's play the video.
Which one is it, Tim? Is it the first one, the white one?
The first one.
Is Earth really the only planet with life, or is something else out there? Here's investigative reporter Shelby Myers with a story that just might make you rethink everything.
It's been a debate for decades. Are aliens out there, and have they ever made contact with us? After 45 years of keeping it a secret from his own family, a Gulf Coast man's declining health has given him a reason to write a book and leave his legacy. Calvin Parker is now ready to tell the story of the event that would change his life forever.
Do you ever get any feelings or flashbacks when you come out here?
No, it's changed. It's hard to feel anything when you come out here.
What do you think about the whole experience? Think it happened?
I think something happened down there. I'm not at all sure what happened.
Something happened to him, the way they were upset. You don't fake fear. You know, he was scared. He was scared out of his mind.
In 1973, Calvin Parker was 19, a hard worker who just wanted to build a home and raise a family. But those plans would be derailed during a fishing trip in Pascagoula.
A real bright beam appeared all over us, but it kind of blinded me for a second, and when I got my vision back, I seen 3 bulky looking creatures coming toward us.
Parker will tell you, because of this night, he spent the last 45 years in hiding, scared to face the curious and unrelenting public eye.
We'll get up and go to work in the morning, nobody would never know, and they won't make us out to be idiots.
But after suffering a stroke and having 2 open heart surgeries, in a rare interview, Parker is recounting to me the night that changed his life.
And we pulled up and I noticed there was posted signs there. And I said, Charlie, you know, maybe we don't need to go fishing here. He said, no, that's fine. And that's when I noticed some blue hazy lights reflecting coming across from my back, out across the water. So I stood up thinking that I was going to go to jail for trespassing.
Just north of where Ingalls Shipyard now sits, Parker and his fishing buddy, 42-year-old Charles Hickson, would do anything but fish that night.
I seen 3 bulky looking creatures coming toward us, and they was probably 4.5, 5 foot tall. They built like football players, but I noticed they kind of moved mechanical wise, and they was floating off the ground. By the time we stood up and turned around, they was there on us all at one time. So 2 of them got a hold of Charlie, 1 of them got a hold of myself, and instantly I felt like that I just got relaxed.
Parker claims he and Hickson were levitated into the spacecraft.
There was an examination room, what I call it, and the old big ugly creature that brought me in, he took me and laid me on an examination table, and he just backed up out of the way. I couldn't move or anything. All I could do was look, and there was something about the size of a deck of cards that came out of the ceiling, and it hovered about a foot in front of my eyes, and then it went to the right side of my head and it clicked, went behind my head and it clicked, went to the left side of my head and clicked, and then straight to the front, and then it shot back up in the ceiling. And that's when I noticed some kind of little ruffling noise, and this more feminine looking creature came out. She looked completely different than the what I call the robot, because he moved like a robot, just mechanical wise. She looked kind of feminine looking and had fingers, regular fingers and all, come over and pinched me on the side of the cheek. And then she took her finger and run down my throat and got behind that little thing that hangs down back there and tried to come up in my nasal cavity. And that was when it started hurting and I started choking and I got scared. And she just kind of telepathically told me, you know, don't be afraid, we're not going to hurt you.
And with those words, Parker says the aliens dropped he and Hickson back off on the bank. Frozen in fear, Parker didn't want to let anyone know what happened. Hickson, however, said they had to tell somebody, so they called the Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
And I said, could I help you? He said, yeah, I've had something happen, but said, you gonna laugh if I tell you what it is. I said, look, fella, go ahead and tell me, I'm busy. What happened? He said, I got picked up by a UFO. I laughed. He said, I told you he was gonna laugh.
Still, former Jackson County Captain Glenn Ryder told the men to come into the station.
Jackson County deputies had 2 choices that night. They could choose to believe Parker and Hickson had really been taken from the banks of the Pascagoula River like they said, or they could figure out if they were lying. So deputies stuck a secret tape recorder inside an interrogation room back at the station, and it's what they heard on those tapes that made them believe the 2 were not lying.
And they were upset. I figured they'd say, well, look, we got these guys food, but it wasn't that. They were still. The boy especially was upset.
The men would take lie detector tests and pass. Ufologists and researchers flew in right away to interview and hypnotize the two, concluding they did experience something traumatic. The two were even sent to Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi to make sure they weren't radioactive.
It's a circus, media circus.
Within days, the story went global. After the two were checked out, former WALA TV reporter Rennie Brabner caught up with them.
Up at the emergency room door, there's a line of sheriff's cars out there. We went in with our cameras going, and at least for the first time saw the two guys.
Brabner says to this day, it's still something viewers never seem to forget.
There's a reasonable chance that they'll say, wait a minute, didn't you cover those guys getting on the UFO? What do you think? Most of the stories you do, they're gone tomorrow, the next day, or whenever. And it's always intrigued me a little bit that had some legs, some interest, particularly years and years and years later.
Like Captain Ryder, Brabner too believes something happened that night, but he isn't sure what.
I do not think they made it up in the sense that they created it out of whole cloth. I have been told that particularly Hickson was known to take a drink. Was it at the bottom of a bottle of John Barleycorn? I don't know.
Charles Hickson wrote a book on his encounter and spoke numerous times about it. He passed away in 2011. Parker says he's a religious man and believes there's an explanation why he went through what he did. For now, he still ponders why it happened to him.
You can't really pin everything down. You don't really know. And that's the point I'm holding now. I don't know what happened. I know something happened.
Definitely something to think about. Parker says the city of Pascagoula now plans to place a marker on the banks of the river this summer. We mentioned that this interview is rare since Parker spent most of his life hiding from the spotlight. Well, he says after a year of promoting his new book and speaking, he'll retreat from the spotlight once again. He plans to buy a houseboat and live on it with his wife. Now, if you want to know more about his book, The Closest Encounter, just head to our website, fox10tv.com.
Absolutely. And this is, again, one of those cases that they've got all of this corroborating evidence to go with it. I mean, the guys, the cops can always tell if you're upset or if you're high or whatever. I mean, they're trained to do this, okay? And they've been trained to do this, folks, for decades and decades and decades. So, if the cops are saying, hey, this guy was really freaked out, I'm going to believe that cop because of his powers of observation. Tim, what are your thoughts?
Right, especially when he said you cannot fake fear.
Right.
Exactly. So if that tape recording is the key, because without that tape recording, people would still be questioning it to this day whether it was valid or not.
That's correct.
And Calvin also had a voice test done, a voice stress test, and he passed that as well. So
that's correct.
Yeah. Clear evidence that something of that nature happened to them, and that most definitely, they passed all of the tests, and I think it's an extraordinary story. I think they're amazing.
There is an article out there that I don't have right at the moment, but the article was about those two extra people, and they came forward and spoke out because there was some ridicule that Calvin Parker was starting to get from the public eye in regards to his sighting. And they came out and said, no, it was real. We saw the craft land right behind him. Decades prior. Yeah, 40 years prior. So it was verified by these two people, and they actually are included in that new book that Calvin Parker wrote. So if you want to find out information on it, just pick up that book. It's available at Amazon.
Absolutely.
We hope to have Calvin Parker on our show shortly in the near future. He has promised to come on, but the last time we spoke to him was before Hurricane, I think it was Ida. that hit, and he and his house sustained a lot of damage. So we're still waiting to hear from him.
They can talk about being at the bottom of the bottle and hallucinating all they want to. Look, I've been to the bottom of the bottle, and I have never seen pink elephants. I've never seen aliens, anything like that. I don't believe that it's possible to hallucinate that way. I think that's just an excuse that they use. One of the many excuses they used to use to discredit these people and their stories. And we've heard thousands of these where people come, go to the police. Well, look, I just saw this in the sky, and they're like, okay, what are you on, buddy? Just the way it's always been up until just recently. Now people, after the UFO report dropped, people are starting to take this a bit more seriously, because maybe it wasn't swamp gas. Maybe this person isn't crazy or on drugs. Maybe they actually saw something. And that's actually an option that's actually being considered for the first time, folks, in the history.
Exactly. Right. And it's about time as well, because, as we've always said when we've done these shows, there's more than just spirits and ourselves in this planet. There are UFOs and aliens. I've had an experience myself with a UFO. As I'd said before, I didn't see the creature itself, but I remember seeing the light and it over the car that I was in. And I remember being blasted somewhere. I don't remember going into the aircraft or seeing the being, but I knew that I'd been somewhere for a good hour and something, and I couldn't understand how that had happened. Like I said, I've always believed in them and had family that believe in them and talked about them, but till I actually had the experience, I wasn't 100% about UFOs and stuff. And now I'm like a firm believer, and there's been really strange things going on. There's Age of Darkness in here. This is one of the guys that I want you guys to come and meet with me. I will do a private video call with you guys first, so you can meet Chris and Dakota, and then we will do a Christmas stream like this, where them guys can come up with us as well, and we can talk about UFOs, because Dakota and Chris are very educated in UFOology as well. Especially Dakota, I explained to you about some of his situations and what he's encountered and he's been through, and absolutely amazing. And he's able to channel, and he'll bring weird languages through, and he's just really unique. He's like you guys, and I think you guys will get on really well. So, but Chris is in the room at the moment. He's under Age of Darkness. That's one of the guys I'm wanting you to meet. He's very good in the UFOology as well.
Okay. Well, welcome, Age of Darkness.
How are you?
These are the gentlemen that I was telling you about, Chris. And if you let Dakota know as well, these two are two of the guys that I want you to meet. But I'm also wanting to bring Pamela Nance up on the same day as well, because she's another UFOologist as well. And she's also a specialist in the paranormal as well. So,
right.
And we know Pam.
We know Pam, yeah.
And
you were
Chris,
on the live
Chris
with us.
has recently just started learning to channel these other beings as well. So Chris is able to do that as well. They're very interesting to watch.
Well, that's cool.
I think the whole premise of our channel at this point is that anybody that's currently denying that UFOs are in fact, or aliens are in fact visiting this planet, is simply in denial about it. I mean, all the signs are there. They've been there throughout history. We've seen wood carvings, stone carvings, cave paintings, pyramids, basically runways built, things of that nature. All the signs were there. Even the art of the Renaissance period, you're going to see a lot of examples of weird things in the sky. Okay. That's history trying to tell us, that they've been here for a very long time. And if everything that we can deduce from the Incans and the Mayans and all of those folks that lived back then, apparently the Greys had a lot more personal interaction with them, and possibly even the ancient Egyptians, than they do modern day man. Tim?
Right. And also other races. Especially the Nordics or the Pleiadians, and the reptilian race has also been here. And some of them are still here from when they originally arrived. Allegedly, they're still here on Earth, mingling among us. There are some that are so human-like that they can be sitting next to you in the movie theater, and you wouldn't even know that they were alien from this planet.
Yeah, I remember us having this discussion before about how some of them they have to have certain things done to them to make them look different. Like they've got to change their eye shape, so they have different contact lenses in. They have to have their hair
hair
dyed. They've got
color,
white hair. They're quite tall, and think
teeth implants. Yeah.
And with like, this is why I like you guys, and this is why I like Dakota and Chris, because Dakota that also looks into the DNA side of aliens and the DNA that's in humans that are meant to be, you know, part of an alien race, you know, and
Right.
I find them really interesting, just like you guys, and I think you guys would make a really good show, all of you together.
I have to mention, Age of Darkness said for the last 2 months I keep getting numbers. Me and Dakota have found out it's a star system.
I could very much believe that. I know that the other week when I was in one of the shows with them, because I do watch them, they're bold and bonkers. If you go in, and because they're so funny, guys. Like, seriously, they would have you in stitches. They do like to have a laugh, but they take what they do very seriously as well. And I was in there, and there was a being behind Dakota, and Dakota has regular contact with alien forces. And I just remember seeing a bright light at first, just a bright light. And I was like, what the hell is that? Is that an angel or something coming to him? But then this being started walking through this light, coming out of this light. And you could tell it wasn't an angel or anything. It wasn't like a normal human form. You could tell it was like sort of alien looking. There was a funny shaped head, and certain things were going on that I'd picked up on. And I know that Dakota was looking over that as well to try and establish what sort of race of alien I see, you know. And that's the first time since having my alien encounter with the UFO, that was quite a few years ago now, that I've actually physically seen one coming through from somewhere. Like I said, I've had these dreams and these random things, but I've never seen it that close up, even though it wasn't here, it was on the screen. I was just like,
right,
why am I seeing this? You know, like, yeah, I'm spiritual and I can see ghosts and stuff like that, but I've always associated them to being with paranormal and that as well, but they're a different sort of being. So for me, like, in my opinion, for me to be able to see that means that I've got to have some sort of link.
Sensitivity.
Yeah, like, to them. It's really weird. That might explain these lights I've been seeing for God knows how many years, that just keep appearing and flashing, and these weird dreams that I've been having, and then to see that, it just shocked me. I was just, because I explained what it looked like, and he goes like, there's a couple that look like that, I'll have a look into it. And it was really fascinating. I go into a trance and I speak in the light language, which is strange. Yeah. The star system, that does sound interesting. The star system thing, that would be really interesting.
The only person that I can reference that saw a star system that wasn't yet discovered was Betty Hill. Yep. When she was abducted on a flying saucer, she saw a star system that was shown to her. And it was shown to her at least 30, 35 years before NASA, with their telescopes, even discovered it and verified it as fact.
And that was one of the things that they actually used to sort of dismiss their story, but her and her husband's story of abduction is that, well, look, she drew this, you know, this star map that goes nowhere, blah, blah, blah. You know, this is just fantasy. Well, and like to Tim's point, when NASA really got their act together with the telescopes and all that, they found out that, hey, she drew a really almost perfect example of the star system of, what was it? The Zeta Reticuli. Yeah. I mean, all the way there, a map to the system. So there's no way that this woman that worked as a clerk or somewhere, something like that, could have had that kind of knowledge. But she did have that kind of knowledge, and the reason she had it is because the aliens gave it to her while she was on board the craft. This is another one of those that's, I mean, it's hard to argue the authenticity of this one because there's just so much to it, you know.
Yeah, and it is difficult. It is, and H says that as well. It's like he's saying the aliens are very friendly. The one that speaks to me, it tells me about technology and stuff. It's weird. It's as if I'm not there when he speaks through me. And then Jacqueline's asked the question, if there are aliens, races living among us, do they keep to their own, or do they interact and even marry humans?
From what I've understood, the majority of the alien races that are here keep to themselves. And the reason they do that is for two reasons that I'm aware of. One, to protect themselves from humans, because we're an aggressive species and they don't want a conflict. The other reason is because if the human race reacts in an aggressive fashion, they either may be forced to leave the earth or they will be killed.
Well, they want to protect their identity for a number of different reasons. As far as interbreeding with humans, I mean, let's talk. Let's just talk anatomy here for a second. I mean, just because there may be a being out there that has, it's a bipedal like us, 2 legs, 2 arms, that sort of thing, and they resemble us. I mean, forgive me, but their internals are probably going to be quite a bit different.
Right.
So in terms of like breeding with a human, I don't know. I don't know if that could happen or not. It just all, I mean, again, these are all speculative things, but there have been rumors of alien colonies that were here. There was a stranded colony that had been here for some time. And what was it, California there, Tim?
Paradise City,
California, where there was a huge fire, and just a sporadic fire kind of came out of nowhere and it burnt basically this town out, killed a bunch of people. Well, rumor has it that it was in fact the government that basically started the fire, with their own technology to burn these people out, because they were tired of living in the shadows and they wanted to actually come out and, and be able to mingle with the public and, live a life like, people would want to do.
Right. Exactly.
And because they threatened to basically come out of the alien closet, if you will, the United States government rumored, again, this is also, just rumor, but it's rumored that they burnt these folks out because they were going to come out of the closet, so to speak.
Do you get a lot of your knowledge, Tommy? Did you work for the government or something like? Did you work about them things? Is that how
no, actually, basically how my involvement in ufology came about was I was a government employee, but I was a very young man, and I was out in the country one evening, and it was kind of wintertime, and I had an encounter with 3 craft, and there's just no doubt in my mind were not terrestrial technology. We're talking about something that was made by another civilization. I don't even mean something that we would make in space with some kind of space force or whatever. Nothing like that. And as I watched these things, I mean, I was so I guess stricken by the profoundness of the moment or whatever that even after I left government service, I wrote a book about it. But I remember thinking to myself, I mean, all the range of emotions that I was going through when I was watching these things interact, I mean, right in front of me. And it was fear and agitation and then wonder. But one of the things, frankly, was rage. And the reason I was angry was because I realized at that point that at least the United States government had been keeping all of this stuff secret from us for decades. And then all of the people that they discredited and even in cases, sometimes bumped off, let's say, this was real all along. And it was just, it was a big letdown. I don't even know how to explain that. A patriotic letdown, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tim?
I was going to say, in regards to sexual relationships with an alien being, a lot of them don't have outward genitalia. So it'd be almost impossible for us to have Congress with them. Now,
I think we kind of covered that, Tim.
Right, but I had to make that comment. What I wanted to say, I know I'm going back a little, but in regards to that, Snoopson in the chat said we have to have chromosomatic compatibility, and that's not always the case because there is a hybrid program going on with the abductions that are going on. Now, that's with one particular race that I'm aware of, and that is the Greys. But in regards to other races, we don't have that information. If we do, we'll bring it out on the channel or we'll bring it out on Sherry's channel. Sherry, can we run the next video clip?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, the next video clip is a UFO video review. So here we go. Hey guys, in this clip we have a fast-moving object overtaking a jet, coming up behind it in the jet stream, filmed on in March of 2018. Check it out. You can kind of see it there, Sherry. Do you see it?
In the contrail, inside of the contrail there. Now, do we know for sure that that's not two of the same type of craft moving, creating the contrails right next to each other from the angle? I don't know.
Yeah, we're not sure of that, but watch what happens when the one comes out of the contrail. There won't be a contrail. Here it comes. See it?
Boy, that is interesting. Now, they don't... well, that is interesting, isn't it? Huh. You see, folks, we know that from our own sources...
In this clip, we have what appears to be a ring-shaped object. Yeah.
We know from our own sources, folks, that the recently dropped report, the UAP report, that the classified version actually has photographs and video taken by pilots with their own personal cell phone cameras of actual alien craft sitting right outside the wing of American fighter aircraft. And it's not just one photo. There's a ton of it. We also know that the classified version of the same report has a great deal of information about underwater encounters that ships and submarines have had, and military ships and submarines have had over the years. Right. So we know that that's
that
there.
One, like you can clearly see, like you've got a normal aircraft that is ours because it's leaving the white trail. Airplanes always do that. Helicopters would never be able to move at that speed, not the speed that that's going at. And when it leaves the other one, it's not got a trail, which I'm not being funny. Every aeroplane leaves something in the sky. You can see that they've been there and it stays there for a number of minutes or sometimes even longer, depending on how much it's burnt out. So there's clearly an unidentified object, in my opinion.
Right, and it's moving faster than the jet.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. It is moving, and there's no aeroplane or anything in this world that can go that fast. Like,
it looked like it was just toying with the aircraft speed-wise, and then he just pulled up next to it, gave the pilot the finger, and took off. Okay, I mean that's exactly
what he was doing. There's not see who's faster sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go with the next clip. Or perhaps a UFO that is cloaked near Mount Fuji, filmed in March of 2017. You'll see it again. A lot of people think that this is a cloaked vehicle rather than a ring. Somebody had suggested it was a puffering from the volcano, but it's too far away. And it maintains itself for quite a while.
Well, it just doesn't look natural, does it?
No.
That's strange.
It's like we can't see the vehicle in the middle.
Yeah, no, that's not from the volcano.
It's too far away from Mount Fuji to actually be a puffering. Here we go.
Yeah, and they'd be breaking up. I mean, it wouldn't just be hanging there.
Atlantic Ocean. Go ahead, Tommy.
If that were a puffering from a volcano, it wouldn't just be hanging out like that. It would be dissipated long before it got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was interesting.
In July of 2018. Check it out. Fast-moving object.
Oh, wow.
Here's a fast-moving object near Grand Casino. Check it out. In this clip, we have a very fast-moving object moving over the lunar surface. It is white in color unknown as to what it is or how close to the moon it actually is as well. Take a look, make an assessment.
Can
This
you
thing
hit,
is moving fast.
yeah, can you hit pause for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, folks, here's the thing about the moon. There seems to be an awful lot of activity on and around the moon. And I say that as someone that's somewhat skeptical of it myself, but there are a lot of channels out there that are dedicated to actually studying the moon. And if you go out and see some of those, you'd be really surprised at some of the things that you see happening on the moon. That what looks like to be explosions, big flashes of light. We see things in groups flying across the surface.
Right.
And this stuff is, I mean, it looks really authentic, and there's just a lot of it. Just FYI, folks.
Right.
Yeah.
I want you to notice how fast this thing is moving. Cover the distance of the, the diameter of the moon. Here's a new one. In this clip, we have a group of lights caught over Portland, Oregon on August 18th, 2020. Check it out. They get clearer here in a minute. Now, I thought at first these might be drones, but the witness said there was absolutely no sound. And as Tommy and I both know, drones are noisy.
Well, depending on how far away you are from them, just depending on whether or not you hit pause.
In this clip, we have a...
Depending on whether or not you'd hear them. But the thing about it is, and I've talked to several drone experts because we've also been interested in the hoaxers, because that's one of the things that we do to try to authenticate a video, from being authentic or hoax. And what we're hearing from these drone experts is that you can put a pretty bright light on a drone, but you can't keep it aloft for very long. And that's just the way it is. And you got the camera rolling, you got all these electronics. It's not like you can pick a car battery up and carry it up there with you. Okay. So I don't know. So it could be drones, it could be something else.
Right. It could be either or. Cluster of lights filmed over Homestead, Florida on February 16th, 2016. There were multiple witnesses. Check it out. Now, because these are just dots in the sky, it's very hard to discern what they are. But being that they're holding a pattern, pretty much, above that house, makes you wonder.
Mm-hmm. They're watching. If it is aliens and UFOs, they're watching. That is what they're doing.
It's just like I've always said here lately in the last several years, if it's really alien technology, really alien spacecraft, they're really doing a poor job of hiding it from us. I mean, they're not really even trying at this point. Now, are they showing up at, Wrigley Field or something during a game? No. But I mean,
I don't think they want to be hid. I don't think they want to. It's the government that's chose for them to be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to. I think they've got to that point now where they've got fed up with being a secret when they know that they exist, and I think they're just slowly showing what's coming.
Think about and this is kind of silly, but think about the show Star Trek, okay?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, they had like this principle, the prime directive, where they would there's like the biggest law that they had was that they would not interfere in the natural development of another species, another culture. All right. Mm-hmm. What if they got something like that going? What if that's the deal that that they know, or maybe they've tried it before. They've tried to land on the White House on some other planet or whatever, and it freaked people out so badly that it was bad for their civilization. Who knows? It's just a theory.
Yeah, like moving on, keep trying to find somewhere they can settle.
Well, or just someplace that they're trying to announce their presence very subtly instead of just showing up one day and say, "Hey, we're here, we're aliens." And that could really
that over time, just gradually letting everybody
conditioning. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello, thinking, darling.
Should be playing. Fast-moving white Disc filmed over the U.S. Exact location unknown. Filmed on 7/17/2016.
It looks a lot like a Tic Tac.
In this clip, we have a cluster of golden lights over Moscow, Russia. Take a look, make an assessment, let me know what you think. What I've noticed is that they're holding their position, they're not dropping. There are no trails below them or above them, and there's absolutely no smoke cloud to indicate flares. So take a look. Let me know what you think. I think these might be an actual group of UFOs.
Can you hit the pause there, Tim?
Yeah.
I will get you up, Gyro. Do not worry. I will get you up at some point for an interview.
Okay, here's the thing I don't like about the flare theory, and that's the flares are like they're like the whipping boy of ufology, okay, if you will. It's
Right.
always flares. Oh, it's flares. Oh, it's flares. Okay, well, here's the thing about flares. When flares burn, it's usually some sort of a magnesium chemical, which creates a great deal of smoke, and you'll see a smoke trail. The other thing that they don't do, because they're suspended by a parachute, they don't stay in one spot. They just don't hover. They drop, and they tend to sway as they're doing it. I mean, I'm telling you, we've heard this. Tim and I, and Tim will tell you, we've heard the flare thing so many times, and we can spot a flare immediately. And this is not a flare.
Right. Good assessment. See how they hold their position?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they overlap, which is something that even a flare won't do.
Nope. And if they're drones, because he zoomed out quite a bit there, if those are drones, they're awfully bright. And again, you got to have a power source for that. So I don't think they're drones either. I'm going to go with spacecraft on this.
Yeah. Unidentified flying object.
In this clip, we had multiple blinking lights filmed over Chile in January of 2019, run through a filter to bring out the lights so you can see them better. Now, I have no idea what this is.
Oh, wow.
At first, I thought maybe rain, like
ice
rain
crystals.
or ice crystals reflecting light. But if it's ice crystals, it would have been the full screen.
Not necessarily. I mean, you have ice particles. And that could be, I just don't, this looks like weather to me, to be honest with you. That's my gut on this one.
Yeah, I really don't know about this one myself.
Yeah,
In this clip, we have unknown lights filmed over Curitiba, Brazil by Maria Luisa Cordoba on February 2nd, 2019. They seem to be flashing in odd patterns. Check it out.
See, unfortunately, folks, this is one of those that's very hard to judge because we have no context in the night sky of what's behind that. I mean, it could be a tower, it could be a mountain, could be anything. We don't know that. So on this one, we just sort of have to take a leap of faith and just go with whatever your eyes tell you.
Right, exactly.
Sister Drew is asking, do we actually have any technology that goes as fast as their crafts?
No.
No. I was going to say that. I know that there's not, but I thought I'd better make sure.
Well, we have hypersonic craft that'll go many times the speed of sound now. But as far as stopping on a dime and then going in a right angle turn or something like that, no, we don't have anything like that. No one's military does, and that's what we're seeing from these things. I mean, they're traveling at incredible speeds, and all of a sudden they'll just take a right angle turn, and there's no a pilot would turn into popcorn inside the
clip. We have
and then
alleged
the craft itself would be destroyed. So.
We have alleged hyperluminal drive, but like we have talked about, Tommy and I, it's alleged and it's speculation until we see a patent. And neither of us have seen a patent for hyperluminal drive yet. So.
And even if we do, they're not flying that thing over the county fair, and they're not flying that where anybody's going to be able to get a look at it. So
right. Disc buzzed by a fighter jet over California on February 8th, 2019. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is real, or do you think this has been faked? I would really like to know on this one. Yeah, I kind of have a bad feeling about this one, but I'm not sure.
I don't like the way the tree looks.
It's not the tree that bothers me. In this clip, we have a C-130 Transport plane.
I gotta pause this.
An alleged flying disc jet.
Look at that.
Coming up behind it. Hold on. In the jet stream. I'll go back. We have a C-130 Transport. Okay, that's not a C-130 Transport. I was corrected by an aircraft expert on my chat, and he said a C-130 Transport is a dual prop, and this is a jet airplane. So I don't know the exact type of airplane, but it is flying parallel to some type of ARV, alien reverse engineered vehicle, or an actual saucer.
It's like we've said before. The report,
an alleged flying disc.
The report actually has these photos of these pilots right here are taking photos of this thing. If that's military, and the report actually had footage of this stuff. I mean, look, it's practically flying in formation with them. It's crazy.
Right, just look up UFO Man. That's what their channel is.
I'll kick our link out there.
On March 11th, 2017.
Put the link in so they can
make up your mind as to the validity. Please subscribe if you like our channel.
We really appreciate that.
Yes.
That's Chris asking. The government is hiding a lot of stuff.
We have a flying disc filmed over West Yorkshire, United Kingdom on March 3rd, 2019.
There you go. That's their link.
Could this be a drone other than a disc? Or is it actually a disc? Let me know what you think.
It's in the room.
Interesting. I don't think it's a drone.
I don't think that's a drone. That don't look like a drone to me.
The reason why I questioned whether it was a drone is because it was so close to the house and it seemed rather small.
Could be.
Possible.
See how close it is to the house?
Yeah.
I know it's beyond the house, but it's still pretty close.
Well, that's a tough call. It's flying like a drone.
Thank you, Chris. These are two of my very good friends. These two guys are. They're very, very important.
She's important to us as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Exactly. Snap.
Okay, I guess that's the end of our UFO video review.
Is it? Okay. Shall I bring it down?
Yep.
Okay.
So, folks, these things are real. I mean, not everything that you see in the sky is a UFO, an alien spacecraft. Not everything that you see in the sky is real. It could be a drone or something like that. But when you really narrow that stuff down to the nitty gritty and you really get down to the lowest common denominator, what we're seeing here, folks, are visitations from someone that has technology that's far beyond anything that humankind has, in its arsenal, so to speak. I mean, it's just not there. So our thoughts are that, these things are real. They've been real. They've been with us forever, and it's been covered up forever because the government has all kinds of different reasons. They don't know how to deal with it. And not only that, but the United States of America has been the champion of going out and picking up crash retrievals. We are the world champs at that. Okay.
Right. We are. There's a unit called the Blue Berets that are in charge of picking up these crash discs. And
that's how often it happens. We got a group to deal with it.
Yep. And they're specifically trained to handle radioactive debris and so on. They're the ones that go out and handle the really dangerous crashes. So if you want to look at that information, look up Blue Berets on Google.
Drew is asking if she could have you guys come up for an interview on her channel one day. It's one of my witch sisters. We'll sort it out. Come and talk to me and that, and then I'll go through these guys and try and sort it out or message them.
Okay, that'll work.
Go through me because I've got their emails and everything. So.
Okay, one thing I was going to say is for a Halloween treat, we brought along a video compilation of ghost clips. Sherry, can you play it?
I can. This was made by them.
In this clip, we have a short, fast shadow person that ducks out of the room, out by the maintenance basket, and back into the room real quick in a retirement facility. Check it out. In this clip, we have a man signing to his friend on a cell phone, and a fast shadow figure passes behind him. Check it out. I will slow it down so you can take a closer look. He turns here and it looks like he saw it. In this clip, we have a ghost caught on CCTV. A car. Yeah, that last one was really cool. When he turns, it looks like he saw it.
Yeah.
Tommy can't hear you.
Out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah. Brakes to avoid collision with the ghostly image, but the figure mysteriously disappears. Check it out. See, it looks like he's starting to disappear before the car even gets there. In this clip, we have what appears to be a three-dimensional spinning orb picked up on home security cameras in an Oklahoma homeowner's house. Check it out.
Some sort of UFO extraterrestrial thing. I've never seen an orb like that.
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking alien probe. I realize just what it feels like to me.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely phenomenal. Wait till it's up close, you'll see it, guys. Absolutely stunning.
It's like it's got honeycombs in it.
It does. Very alien looking.
In this clip, we got a brightly lit orb and a strange dark shadow moving between rooms. Check it out. In this clip, we have a motorcycle moving on its own. Could it be a ghost rider? What do you think?
This one is just wild. I mean, this is just crazy.
One. Yeah. I don't really know what to make about it.
You see the force it pushes over the kickstand.
Yeah. Hello, Natashka K. How are you?
See that? Pushes over the kickstand. That takes some energy. In this clip, watch the curtains. Girl gets freaked out by someone supposedly coming through the curtains, but no one's there. Check it out. In this clip, we have what appears to be soldiers running up past the cannons across the road. In this clip, we have a fast figure moving past the baby's crib and alerting the baby to its presence. Short, fast shadow person that ducks out of... Oh, crap. See if I can find it. Oh, that's too far. Okay, it's right after this one. One's there. Check it out.
That's the front of it. That's cool. We'll watch it again.
In this clip, we have what appears to be soldiers.
It's all right. No, it's fine. Seriously, we like that anyway. They're loving it.
That is, I mean, when you look at this one of all of them really gets me, because here's the thing: there have been a lot of anomalies, camera anomalies captured during, around war, or rather, Civil War battlefields in the United States.
Yeah.
There's been a ton of them, and this is just another example of it. And how do you explain that?
Cannon fire usually is a big one. A lot of people pick up audio recordings of actual cannons being fired at, like, the Gettysburg battlefield, and I think this is what this is.
This is what you would call them residual energies. They're energies that are connected to an area and a place for a reason.
Right.
A lot of those guys died a really horrible death too. Very violent.
They replay their what happened to them and that.
And you can see them running across the road, which is kind of unique.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're running away from a battle, like the battle's going on there and then.
You got to push play, Sherry.
Have I?
Soldiers running up past the cannons across the road. In this clip, we have a fast figure moving past the baby's crib and alerting the baby to its presence. It will replay a couple of times so you can get a better look. That baby is definitely sensing it.
Yeah, the kid's reacting to it for sure.
In this clip, we have what appears to be a humanoid form walking from one room into the other toward the base of the stairs. I will replay it again so you can get a better look.
It's definitely unexplainable.
A Metro mom says her home security footage captured her son's ghost.
Definitely tell that in the photo there is a human figure.
On Facebook, Jennifer Hodge posted that she was watching TV with her daughter when an alert on her phone said, "Your entryway camera saw someone." Here's what it showed.
No one's around at the time and something gets captured that we can't explain.
Hodge posted that the figure looks just like her son Robbie, who died in 2016. Hodge told media outlets her son died of an accidental drug overdose. Now, we showed the pictures to paranormal investigators Heather Thompson and Stephanie Forte with Paranormal Georgia Investigations. They agree with Hodge.
Okay, now I'm understanding what she's talking about, but it was definitely a human figure. I mean, there wasn't anything questionable as to, okay, maybe that's a curtain that's billowing, or maybe that's, an appliance. That's definitely a human figure.
The two are part of a group that investigate homes and businesses of those who think they're dealing with the paranormal. They tell me security footage can be helpful, but to confirm, an actual home visit would be necessary. Hodge posted she is happy to be able to know her son is always with them.
I'm glad that she's happy. I'm very glad that she's comforted and that this brings her joy, because I wish more people would have that type of reaction to paranormal activity.
In this clip, we have the famous footage of the female ghost visiting a junkyard on a CCTV system, filming the junkyard as a security measure. Said to be the ghost of a woman who was in a car crash earlier that day. In this video, we have suspicious poltergeist activity in Tyler's Kiln pub in Kent.
Hello, mystery suite.
That cat is just cool.
The ghost cat.
If I saw that motorcycle without a rider, I'd go get therapy.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea anyway.
Oh, thanks, Tommy.
The thing is with the motorbike one, that one that you've just shown where it's flying, they can easily do things to a video that would block out the person on the motorbike and make it look like it's riding on. Like things like this, you can't explain. It's moving on its own. There's no, you can clearly see there's nothing attached to the wheelchair. It's doing it on its own.
Well, I was thinking about pause this one, Tim. I was thinking about this one right here specifically. Okay, now suppose I wanted to fake this. Well, if this is like the second floor or whatever, I'd probably go into the ceiling and I'd probably attach some pretty powerful magnets to these chairs and get under the floor with another magnet and do it that way. That way there's no line attached to it or anyway. That's how I would do it if I were going to fake it. That's all I can say.
Right.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people would do it with fishing line.
Right.
Yeah, which is what some people have done. Because it's see-through and that you can't really see it. That's what they do. Like they use it to do.
Right.
I don't think this one's fake though. This one with the chairs moving around it, because it isn't just one. There's quite a few of them, and it's the way that they move with each other and that really random. You're under the floorboard, and you've got a magnifier. Now you're going to know where each chair's going. You'd be bumping into each other, wouldn't you?
Okay, that's our happy Halloween wish from the UFO Man channel and from Paranormal World Investigators.
It is. We hope you enjoyed, guys.
Sherry,
and thank you for doing that.
I want to thank you for having me out, but I need to go. So,
okay, that's cool.
Actually, I sort of have a thing as well, but Sherry, I wanted to thank you for having us on. It's been an honor. Folks in the chat room, thanks for all the interaction out there. Just remember to go ahead and go out to, we've posted our link out there. If you'd be so kind, go out there and subscribe to our channel. We have a live show every Saturday night. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. We get into this just every week after week, and we've always got we've normally got a video review that's actually fresh, brand new stuff that you've never seen before, and it'll blow your mind.
Usually,
yes, do
not
miss
always.
It, guys. These guys are awesome and the real deal, and they're the two of the best on here, in my opinion. I've not met anyone else like them, and obviously Pamela as well. Obviously, that like these guys though are absolutely amazing. As I said, they're very special and important, and we've got a very good friendship. Likewise, each way, and you know, it's really good to have some of you guys come in and actually meet them. So just go over and check them out, guys, because I know a lot of you guys like the UFOs and stuff. If you want interviews or anything with them, come through me and I will sort out with them.
Absolutely.
Thanks to everybody in the chat room who came to watch us, and thanks to everybody who watched online as well.
Good night, folks, and happy Halloween.
Yeah, good night and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Bye, Sherry.
Love you both. See you later.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was Tim and Tommy on UFO Man. Just over an hour. It wasn't going to be a long one today because they are very, very busy, but they wanted to come on because it's Halloween. They wanted to come and show the support for me as well and for their channel. So we thought that would be really good, but next time we do a show, like if we bring Chris and Dakota and Pamela Nance up with these guys, we'll do a more in-depth stream where we will present different work and different things, and we will talk in detail about UFOs, and we can bring other subjects that some of you guys might know about and enjoy and like as well. So it'll be really good to bring you all together. It's okay, sweetheart. You can go back and look over it. There is no problem there. Oh, bless you, sis. But, you know, it's been an absolutely awesome evening. And, you know, those guys are absolutely phenomenal, and they're really, really good. They are educated and they are professional ufologists. As Tommy said, he has worked for the government when he was younger, and he's had quite a few experiences to do with UFOs. Tim's had some strange occurrences with UFOs as well. And that is their criteria, that they do ufology. They look into cases, they get out the new evidence, the new stuff coming out. Sometimes they can get into things that maybe are a little bit difficult to get. You know, these guys are the real deal. They're absolutely amazing, and they're always looking for new supporters and new people to come and join the ufology community. And so myself as well, we're looking for you guys to come over. I'm not as educated as them in ufology, but I've got some good people behind me at the minute. And each day doing the studying and the research that I do, I'm getting better. Ufology, in my opinion, is a very complicated thing to look into. Like, I've had some experiences, I've had some amazing stuff happen, but understanding its language and all those sort of things can be really complicated at the moment, and sometimes. So it's really good to have people that know what they're talking about and know about things, and it's just lovely. Oh yes, they most definitely do their research, believe me. They've done me a few different things. They even made me a video a couple of months back, like an intro video for my paranormal channel, and it's got like a bit like the poltergeist, the child that's sitting in front of the screen. Like, it's really cool. They're really talented, really talented. And they've come on to a couple of my shows. So if you guys have just met them tonight and you've not watched the other shows, go onto this channel and go on to my videos, and you will see the ones that it's got their logo UFO Man on it, and you'll see that it's to do with them. Also go and look at Pamela Nance. She done one show with me to do with ufology, and she done one show to do with paranormal, and she is qualified as well in both aspects, and she's done research and worked with some very high names. Tim and Tommy were part of a ufology event this year as well that met a lot of very famous ufologists, and they were able to meet one of their idols as well. You know, that they're the real deal. Imagine them, Dakota, Chris together. I think they'd be awesome. That's why I want to bring this community together in that way. Obviously, when I met him and Tommy, I was doing some paranormal or something in somebody else's room, and I was talking, and they'd come across me, and they really liked what I'd done. And I was explaining that I was doing ufology, and I was wanting to get into that even more. And I think I'd done like a show where we were talking about UFOs and stuff. So they come over and supported me in my channel, and we've been talking and been really, really good friends ever since. They're two very awesome guys, and most definitely dedicated to me as I am to them as well. And like I said, if you're interested in an interview or want anything to do with them coming on one of your channels or anything, please message me so that I can get back to them with emails and stuff. And I would love to get you to meet Pamela and that. That's why I will organise it so that you guys come into a private chat with me, Tim and Tommy, so that you and Dakota can meet them. I'll probably get my sister Drew up as well to come on that call. and then at Christmas we'll all come up and have a show. I'm going to try and buy my StreamYards again as well, so that I get more than 6 people on it, because then I can have a few more up. So I'm not sure I can get more than 6 people up at the minute. I'm not sure. Yeah, they are. They're very, very cool. Very, very cool and very educated. Very good with UFOs and stuff. Very much into a lot of the stuff that Chris and Dakota are into as well. I'll get all of you to come up. I'll get Pamela and all that, and get you, Sis, and get Chris and get Dakota. I'm just going to sort out a date to do the video call with them, because I know that they get really busy doing other things and going on other shows and having things that they have to join up to, as well as working. So what I'm going to do then, guys, so I'm going to go and chill now then, because I've been on the go for ages and ages and ages. I'm just going to turn these candles up, because I don't want this house to set fire. Move my altar table back. And it was really, really good to see Chris back in the room. I wasn't sure if he could get in or not. I was a bit worried about that. I was like, is he going to be able to get in? Because I wasn't sure if I'd sorted it. Because sometimes I do stuff and it doesn't bloody work. So I was really glad to see that it did. Hey, oh my goddess. So I hope that you liked your little paranormal treat at the end from all of us. Made courteous by Tim and Tommy. But it would have been Tim that probably made the videos. Well, this week, guys, I'm going to be taking a break, okay? Because all this week I have done nothing but work, okay? I have had God knows how many shows. I can't even count now. I had 3 shows yesterday, plus I was in supporting one show. On Friday, I had the interview, and I had another show. I've had shows in the week where I've gone on to other people's panels, or I've done my own shows and my investigations. Then tonight I've had lovely Tim and Tommy up from UFO Man. You're very welcome, Tim. Yeah, I will be watching that, don't you worry. So I'm going to be off now from tomorrow till Friday. I am going to be doing a show on Tuesday. I know I've put a show for some point this week. You rock as well, Tim. And so does Tommy. I love you guys. You are the best. So we've had all of that going on, and I've just not really stopped in a couple of months. It's been constant with the company, going on different shows, doing my own shows. So I need to have this break. So it's going to be from Monday to Friday. I'm going to be having the break. But like I said, there will be a show in the week. It's one of my topic shows. We have got my lovely pups from Chasing Bones and Spectres coming up for an interview with me on Friday, this Friday coming. So please make sure that you do come and watch that as well. That's going to be at 11 UK time. Let me see what he said that was. I think it's 1 p.m. his time. I just want to make sure because I don't want to give you the wrong. Yeah, 1 p.m. pups time. That makes that 11 my time. So we have got my pups coming up for my interview on that day. So that's going to be really exciting and I'm looking forward to that. He asked me if I wanted him to come up for an interview. Obviously, pups, I want you to come up for an interview. So we sorted that out. If there is anybody else that's wanting to come up for any interviews that have got channels, please write under this video or one of the other videos or email me on on Pwird2021 @gmail.com. Email me to that. So let me do that again. If you're wanting an interview, you can email me or you can add me on my Facebook, which is Willow Brett or Sherry B Brett. But please, if you haven't got me on there already, please make sure you write your YouTube name so I know it's you. Also, you can use that email to email me if any of you are interested in having Tim and Tommy up for any interviews as well. Or if you've got me on Messenger, again, you can get hold of me that way. So that I know, sis, but it doesn't mean that you have to sit in the room. You could come up and sit with me while we interview pups if you want to. I want to say a big hello to my sister as well, Mystery Seekers. I see you coming as well, sis. I hope you're okay. I done some weird makeup today, guys. I wanted to make myself look a little bit different. In all fairness, it don't really look that bad. Could have been better, but me and artwork do not go together. I'm gonna be glad when I can get it off my face. Just keep looking at it like, oh my god. Do you want my opinion what I think that looks like? It looks like the tadpoles that the guys let off, yeah? And so I'm representing people having babies, okay? I'm representing people having babies. You've got little tadpoles going around my face. That's what it looks like. So you've been busy, sis. I was guessing you probably was. How work's been going well. So I've got some little tadpoles going. That's what they look like to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm representing fertility, guys. Having babies. Anyone having babies, come to me. Look, here you go. Look, I'm representing it. I'm joking. It was actually meant to be flowers with like the vines. And it don't look like flowers with vines. It looks it looks like tadpoles, like the male version. I don't like to say that though. Sore as hell right now. Oh, poor sis. Healings and blessings to you. I've got a nice little cross in the middle. I've done that as well. I'll be glad when I can actually go in the bedroom and wipe it off. More mermaidy. It does, yeah, I guess. It's all water related though, Drew. Greetings to you to the Netherlands from the UK. Very nice to meet you. Excuse me. I don't know what's got into me there, but Yeah, I did not mean to say nice to eat you. I mean nice to meet you, Natasha. How are you? I have worked so hard this week. My head's gone to kaput. I'm not even thinking straight. I don't even think it is me thinking anymore. I'm just kind of just moseying on. But it's really nice to have you in here, Natasha. Loving the waves. I think I need the beach. I need a nice beach, nice hot sun, and just to chill. Have a couple of cocktails. That'd be really nice. You know, like a sex on the beach cocktail or a fruity cocktail. Something, I don't know. There is actually a cocktail called that, by the way, guys, before you try to say anything. She's turned, guys, run. I have not. Oh, I am so tired. My head's not working straight. I do apologise, Natasha. I really do. Don't know what happened there. It was meant to say it's really nice to have you in this room, and instead I said it would be really nice to eat you. What the hell? Oh, yeah. That would just be the bee's knees, just laying there on the beach, all chilled out with the sunglasses and the sun beaming down on our heads. And we've got these lovely cocktail sis, and we're just laying there taking in Mother Earth and Mother Nature. Oh. Munch. Ah, Drew, please. I certainly do not do that. Nothing against. I think women are beautiful, but no. I think these shows have gone to my head. I know, that's like just laying there. No worry, no nothing. Just relaxation, the sound of the waves coming in and out. And you've just got brother sun beaming down on us. And then in the evening, sitting on the beach with a nice cocktail again and just looking at Sister Moon sitting in the sky and yeah, our tired land, somewhere to vocate to and to just forget. Maybe. Gyro. Maybe. I don't know. Yes. It would just be nice to go back to with no worries and no problems, no stresses. Everything's just nice, you know. At the minute, I'm not saying I'm stressed. I'm not. I've become a lot more calmed down since I changed the way the company is, but I am having a few issues and problems at the minute that are bringing me down a little bit, you know, and it'd be nice to be able to get away from that. And I guess I've just been throwing myself into my videos and my work that I'm doing to try to take my mind away from the way I'm feeling. And that's so, in doing that, I've burnt myself out a bit. Oh, sis, you don't need loads of money to go to a place over here. I don't care what sort of beach it is, as long as it's somewhere where we can lay down, enjoy the sun, listen to the sea, and drink our favourite drinks and eat our favourite food. I'm happy. I do want to go, obviously, over to America, but it would just be so nice. It'd be lovely to be able to treat my guys in my company as well, but I know that ain't going to happen for a long time. Like, just be able to take them all out somewhere and... Oh, we can dream. We can dream. What was that? I just heard something blink. What are you doing? I heard a blink going. What the hell was that blink? It's like a... Head. I know what I'm going to do while you're on here, guys. I'm actually going to put some pizza on. Actually, am I going to actually... Do not worry about me, guys. I'm talking to myself. I do that a lot. I've not eaten yet, and it's really, really bad because I don't eat enough. So I am going to eat. I am hungry. Earlier, I was yawning awake. I was tired. I wanted to go to sleep, and now this is all. It always happens. Now I'm wide awake. Literally. Wide awake. If I've had a good time and I've had a laugh and I've done stuff that I've enjoyed and stuff, I never seem to go to sleep. I am making myself chicken coujons with some hash browns with some tomato ketchup, and then I'm going to have a bit of chocolate chip cake after. Why not? We need to eat. Well, a few more little bits from Iceland and that this week, so I've got more bits. But I am going to do. I'm going to open this soon. I hope you was hearing everything I was saying. And you, Gyro, thank you so much. Pizza. No, I'm not having pizza. I'm going to have... I thought I was going to have pizza, but I've decided to have chicken coujons with some hash browns, and I'm going to have a little bit of salt on it. Not much. I don't like to put too much salt on, and but I like to have a bit of flavour. And I'm going to have some tomato ketchup. Yeah, I just feel really good. I think it's because it's, you know, it's Halloween and I've been with you guys and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do, my angels, thank you so, so much for coming in and supporting me, supporting Tim and Tommy on their show tonight. Again, Tim and Tommy, thank you so much for coming up. It's been absolutely awesome. And thank you for sorting that video out for the guys as well. Love you, all of you, lots and lots and lots. Be safe, be real. And remember that when you go to sleep, those spirits creep and they're always around you. And stay spooky. And remember, I will see you real soon. I'm going to play out their little intro again and the 30-second countdown. But from me, love, light and blessings, my angels. Good night. Thank you for coming in. Love you lots. Anybody wanting an interview with the guys that have been on with me today, that's Tim and Tommy, please email me, message me on Messenger, or right under this video. Lots of love, guys. Sleep well, be safe. If you want, and any of you want me, message me on Facebook. I am up. Love you all. Blessed be, sister. And a happy Samayan, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Halloween. Do. 9 guys, blessed be, and a merry